Welcome back to Medicine Made Easy with me, Kavithandal. Now we'll be discussing about the malaria. It is part 4. In this video, we'll be discussing about quite a lot of information which is relating to malaria. But this is all given like big story in part. Reading that will be more tough. So I have made it in such a way that it is made very easy. That is the question and answer type. Before that, if you have not subscribed our channel, do subscribe for more interesting videos like this and as well press the bell icon so that you will receive regular video updates. And you can also follow the Instagram page and the link is in the description. You can check it out. Without further delay, let us start. Now, do you know who are the superhumans who resist malaria? Superhumans is just a word to know. So there are people who resist malaria. Then, do you know why at all we need to study the lifespan and habitat of Anopheles mosquito? We'll see. And what is the use of knowing the weather and what is the relation between the weather and malaria? At last, we'll be discussing about vectorial capacity. These are all the topics we are going to discuss. So if you know the answer, you can still listen to it because I have given in a more connective fashion so that you will connect many facts together here in this video. Let us now start. Now, coming to our outline, malaria. We know malaria is caused by the female Anopheles. It is caused by Plasmodium and transmitted by female Anopheles mosquito. This mosquito are the ones which are going to live in the ill lighted area, that is dark area and ill ventilated area. Especially these all are favoring the mosquito habitats. Next is it is all common in the rural areas. Who are at risk? The primary avida, male, migrant, adults are at risk. In the first video of malaria, I said under specific risk group, young children. But here I'm saying it is adult. See now, adult are the one who is going to go out and they're going to work, and yes, they're going to be more exposed. So that they are risk. But young children, they are at risk because uh, these young children who are living in a stable transmission areas, and the person, these young children who do not develop immunity are at risk. So if you can add this young children here, we can add these young children who are at stable transmission area and who would have not developed the protective immunity. But we don't know whether the person has developed protective immunity or not, so we're not adding per se here. Now, who are all the superhumans who are resisting malaria? Simple. So the person who has HBF, that is in infants. Next is HBS, sickle trait, Duffy negative groups, infant born to immune mothers. That is the maternal IgG is going to protect till 3 to 5 months. Next, semi-immune individual has asymptomatic malaria. And this points we have discussed. Then acquired immunity, which is developing for this malaria, is usually species specific. And this a person who is living in the endemic areas develop malaria immunity to malaria very slowly. If at all they migrate from that area to other place, the immunity, the partial immunity will decline slowly. Now we have got the answer of who are the superhumans who resist malaria. So HBF, HBS trait, Duffy negative, infants born to IgG, immune mothers, wherein IgG is protecting them till 5 months. Now coming to what is the relation between the weather and the malaria. Simple. I have given simple in this diagram. There is a place where is a rain, there is a drought, and there is a mountain. In rain, we know there is water stasis, which is predisposed to the breeding of the vector, and yes, we know there is increasing in burden of the disease. Now coming to drought, what happens? There is a paradoxical increase in malarial case that is called as paradoxical malarial epidemic. But how? See, in the drought there is no water, but then still there is a small place water, and this water is can be for uh, source for mosquito breed. So this small source of water, which is acting as a place of mosquito breed in the drought areas, that's after drought, is called as a place which increases the cases of malaria is called as paroxysmal malarial epidemic. Coming to the mountain, altitude of more than 2,500 meters, this Anopheles mosquito, the vector is unlikely to come and live there at that altitude. And this parasite needs at least 60% of relative immunity to survive. Now we have seen the relation between the weather and the malaria. Let us move on to the malarial vectors. Simple. See, this malarial vector is female Anopheles mosquito, and the density of the vector increases. That means, supposing in one place there are 100 mosquitoes, that means that says the density of the vector, right? So the vector density increases. That in turn reflects that effective malarial transmission is present in that area because the mosquito is going to breed on the man for blood meal. So as there is increased malarial transmission, there's again a risk of malarial epidemic, and this is called critical density of vector. Whenever the amount of the density, that is the density of the vector, increases in area, that in turn increases the risk of malarial epidemic. So sudden increase in vector density is directly proportional to outbreak potential. What is going to outbreak? Malaria. Here, it is a point to discuss very important point, that is Anopheles fusicipacis and Anopheles fluviatilis. Anopheles fluviatilis is more anthrophilic. It means it is going to take blood meal more on humans when compared to fusicipacis. It means what? Even when low density of vectors itself is an indication for outbreak. Whereas fusicipacis is not like that. An important Anopheles fusicipacis is the most important vector of malaria. It means for this Anopheles fusicipacis, vector density is needed. And one important point, Anopheles fluviatilis is the vector which is more predominantly seen in hills and forest area. It means hills and forest area, there are more risk of transmission of malaria, that is to be noted. Now next, coming to Anopheles vector is going to take a blood meal, right? So it is going to take a blood meal. Not immediately after taking an infective blood meal, it is infective. We know an infective malarial vector, that is the mosquito, a female Anopheles mosquito, is it should have a sporozoite in the salivary gland. For it to get a sporozoite in salivary gland, it means at least some time, 10 to 12 days, let us keep. So this mosquito, female Anopheles mosquito, biting someone, taking the infective blood meal, and supposing if it is biting very sooner, less than 10 days, then the bite which is in that man, normal healthy man, may or may not produce malaria, probably may not. But if at all this vector which is living for 10 to 12 days is biting the another person, then for sure he will develop malaria. And this is the strategy which is used in malaria eradication program, right? It is to decrease the lifespan of vectors less than 10 days. So knowing the lifespan is very important here, right? That's it. So again, the point to emphasize, Anopheles fluviatilis is more zoophilic than Anopheles fusicipacis. Still, Anopheles fusicipacis is the most important vector of malaria in India. Now coming to another important topic, that is mosquito bite. Mosquito is biting us, but where does mosquito bite and go out? It is escaping us, and where it is going? There are two types. One, it can stay inside the home. It will play hide and seek with us, or sometimes it can go out of the home and can stay outside. So this inside the home, living inside, this is called as endophily. This is a phenomenon is called as endophilism. It means this vector is going to breed inside our home itself, and it's going to bite ourselves. Okay, so this is called endophilism. This endophilism is mostly seen in the malarial transmitting vectors. So having known this endophilism, anti-malarial, that is anti-adult measures in malaria eradication is made. That means indoor spraying is done. Exophily means the mosquito is going to bite and is going to live outside our home. That is what it is. Next, coming to the vectors, when they're going to bite. See, basically, Anopheles and other most of the mosquitoes are going to bite at the night time. If at all someone is going to ask us when the mosquito is going to bite, we are going to say, "Wow, I was sleeping, and that time there was many mosquitoes which is disturbing my sleep." It means majority of the mosquitoes are going to bite at the night, but rather except one mosquito that is called Aedes mosquito. Remember, daytime biter, Aedes mosquito. Okay. And these days, this Anopheles and other mosquitoes, especially malarial vectors, are resistant to the insecticides, which are being sprayed, insecticide spray, right? So that's one. Now coming to the last important topic, that is vectorial capacity. What is this vectorial capacity? It means very simple. See, this is a malaria infected person. It is a normal person. Now there is a group of mosquitoes is present here. So there are chances that this mosquito can bite him and can bite him. There are chances that this mosquito can die also. So the lifespan, the density of the mosquito which is feeding on the man, and the susceptibility of the mosquito to the infection. So susceptibility to infection, probability to feed on the man, the density of the vector, and the lifespan of the vector, all putting together is called as vectorial capacity. The capacity of the vector to transmit the infection from one person to other. So density, lifespan, probability to infecting, that is feeding on the man, susceptibility to infection, are combined together called as vectorial capacity. So hope you got the answers for who are the superhumans who resist malaria, what do you know about lifespan and habitat of Anopheles mosquito, what is the relation between weather and malaria, and vectorial capacity. If you like this video, you can share to your friends. Let us all learn together. We'll meet in the next video. Till then, stay tuned. Bye bye.